Day 7 of the Kelly Thomas case, and it was a bombshell. The prosecution rested its case after putting on a doctor to testify that Kelly Thomas died due to mechanical chest compression, i.e. lack of oxygen to the brain. The prosecution rested its case. The judge sent the jury home, telling the jury to come back tomorrow at 8:45 to hear the defense case. This afternoon, the judge will hear motions, more than likely from the defense, asking the judge to dismiss this case. Why? Because they will argue that the prosecution did not put on enough evidence to find a verdict against their clients. The judge will make a very important decision today as to whether or not the case should be thrown out or whether or not the case should proceed on the phase to the jury. We're halfway home. The prosecution rested. So I'm asking myself, 24 years as an attorney, did the prosecution do a good job? Let me think about that. No. I'm not happy with their case. I'm not happy with the way the prosecution presented the evidence. There was not a single officer who testified on behalf of the prosecution case. I'm sure the jury is wondering, what about those other officers? Couldn't they help us explain why, or should these officers be convicted of second-degree murder or excessive use of force? Where was their testimony? I'm very disappointed that not a single police officer testified. I also am critical of the prosecution himself, the actual DA who tried this case. He needs a class in law school questioning. He could not frame a question. He lost his rhythm. He was objected to over and over by the defense. Was there enough evidence presented by the prosecution to convict Ramos of second-degree murder or to convict Cicinelli of involuntary manslaughter? I don't know. If I was a betting man, I would unfortunately have to say no. Now the defense has to be sitting in the catbird seat, happy with their performance. They get a chance now to further destroy the prosecution case by putting on their experts, their medical experts, their police experts. I think the prosecution has a very tough time to rebut this anticipated testimony by the defense. Now that the prosecution has rested its case, now the defense will take front and center stage. What will be the defense strategy before the jury? Let me tell you right now, they're going to put on doctor after doctor to tell the jury that Kelly Thomas didn't die due to any of the officers' conduct, but died due to drug use and a bad heart. They will have professional doctors, experts to tell this jury that the prosecution doctors are wrong. Then the defense will roll out police experts, local law enforcement experts, unlike the prosecution who use an FBI agent to tell the jury that the officers did everything right in dealing with a suspect who had a propensity to engage in violence. The whole purpose of the defense is to neutralize the prosecution experts. But the big story that I'm telling you right now is that I do not expect the defense to put their clients on the witness stand. Ramos and Cicinelli will not take the witness stand. Why? Because they will be subject to vigorous cross-examination by the prosecution. This is Terrell for ClearTheCourt.com.